learn how to measure the soil moisture. Soil moisture are its characteristics, that is basically potential of soil. If we know, we can translate it in terms of soil moisture content. Is not that we have learned in theory. There are different methods. If you recall, we discussed different methods varying from gravimetric method, measurement of soil moisture, and then indirect method. So direct and indirect method we have learned in theory. Gravimetric method you have learned. We need to take sample, wet it, oven dry it for 24 hours under the temperature of 105 degrees Celsius and then measure it to find out the moisture that was present in soil. So we are weighing wet sample, dry sample to find out the moisture content and dry weight of soil. And in that information, we are simply calculating soil moisture on weight basis. And to convert it in volume basis, we are simply multiplying afferent specific gravity, that is bulk density of soil divided by bulk density of water. So that is the basic method, gravimetric method. And then second aspects of getting soil moisture information is indirect methods. So indirect methods, we have number of techniques or methods starting from tensiometer, then neutron probe, then electrical resistance block method, pressure plate apparatus, and two recently developed and maximum used methods are FDR, that is frequency domain reflectometry, and TDR, time domain reflectometry, where we are using simply frequency or time to travel the electromagnetic waves, that is means basically the characteristics of, depends on the characteristics of soil, how much time it is taking to pass through the soil. That is also a measure of soil moisture content. We are translating this. So out of these methods, for today we have taken our learning in terms of just 4 methods. Gravimetric method, or let me share my slide, or my say simply file, because today I do not have any slide, but it is what you have already learned. So it is just showing you, yeah, here, what I have given to you. Measurement of soil moisture or potential, that is characteristics of soil water held in the soil at different soil layers. So to measure the soil moisture, basically our target is to find out the soil moisture. It's not potential. Potential is one characteristic of soil moisture which is related with the soil moisture. So we need to find out what is finally the soil moisture or moisture present in the soil by measuring the potential as well. And in 3 different soil layers or 3 different soil depths. So what are the methods we are trying to learn today? That is one, gravimetric method, though I assume that in your second year soil technology classes you have learned, but you told that we have not gone through any lab. So it's better now to understand a little bit here how the gravimetric method of soil moisture measurement is done. Then second is tensiometer. Tensiometer, already you have learned, it has a tube. At the bottom we have a porous cup that is made of ceramic, and at the top it is sealed after filling the water, and we have a gauge or mechanism, not necessarily always the gauge, but any mechanism which can be used to measure the vacuum or suction pressure inside this tube, which is created after water is taken out by the dry soil where it is fitted into the system. Sorry, here because it's a gauge here. So it's a tensiometer, but it has a limitation of getting used in the suction condition, not more than 0.8 or maximum 0.85 bar. Otherwise, more than this, the material of which this porous cup is made, it allows air to get entered into this through this cup. So if suction is greater than 0.85 bar, air entry means air entry value of this porous cup is crossed. So once air is entered into this system, this suction will be no more there. Once air is entered into the system, there will not show any suction or pressure condition. So tensiometer has a limitation of this. Soil wise also you need to learn where these methods can be used or what are the limitations of these methods, benefits and limitations. So if soil wise we are seeing tensiometers are most suitable for sandy soils. These are not suitable for clay soils. Reason being, clay soils develop cracks, and through cracks, soil compactness around this cup is reduced, and they will not work. In that sense, porous cups are not very much suitable in black soils where cracks are developed. Neutron probe, I told you that it has the basic idea of emitting low energy free neutrons from a source of radioactive material, just like americium beryllium of 0.5 intensity. It is used to emit the low energy neutrons, which is collected back by another probe or collector is there. So once neutrons are emitted, they are collided with hydrogen ion or hydrogen atom of H2O, and then their velocity is reduced. So after a certain time, they are repelled back to get collected into collector, are counted by this collector. So the ratio of emitted neutron versus reflected neutron simply gives us an idea about how much H2O or water is available there. Because of hydrogen, we are simply trying to find out what is the content of moisture in the soil. However, it is not in use nowadays, or it is not allowed to get used nowadays, neither for research purpose or for any purpose because of its radioactivity. Then frequency domain refractometry, that is used mostly. Frequency is developed and return frequency is noted. So it is basically in circular way, we are trying to find out what is the characteristic of soil and how it is reacted with the soil moisture available there. So these 4 methods, but 3 only for experiments. 4th one is only to learn to understand how it has worked. You have to work for. So here I will be giving you just the observations. You need to write here theory of all these 4, how the gravimetric method works, how tensiometer works, how neutron probe works, how FDR works. If you want to write one more is there, but it is not for your lab, TDR, because it's also very much in use, time domain refractometry, TDR method. So you need to write the theory after learning from free sources, internet or anywhere, you can learn by your own. Then write precisely, not unnecessarily. Don't copy and paste. You need to collect the information, learn it, and then write the theory by your own for all these 4 or maybe 5 methods. Then I am giving you a video showing the observations we have taken in the field for these 3 methods: gravimetric method, tensiometer, and FDR method. So you need to write methodology separately for these three methods. Need not to write much, point wise, maximum 10 points for each method. You need to write how the instrument is used or how this method is used to measure, or to say simply find out the soil moisture content of soil or moisture content of the soil. Then I will be giving you observations for three layers, or basically 3 points here. If I can mention, I mention here 30 centimeter depth, 45 centimeter depth, and 60 centimeter depth. So these are the observations. However, suppose we are assuming soil as a layered system. This is just for your understanding. And we have layers, say 30 centimeter, 45 centimeter, and say here 60 centimeter. If we need to know, or we are interested to find out what is the average moisture content of 30 centimeter layer, what is the average moisture content of 45 centimeter layer, and what is the average soil moisture of 60 centimeter layer, has different meaning. So here we have 0 to 31 layer, second layer is from 30 to 45, and third layer is from 45 to 60 centimeter. So representative point, any method we can put at the center of the layer to measure it, right? And to multiply this depth. That is the right information. What is the average soil moisture content at this particular layer? So for 30 to 45, we are measuring here. So we can find out what about the average moisture content in this layer. And in this way, we are trying to find out the correct information about the soil moisture content first in different layers. And then we can combine this approach to find out the soil moisture content or average soil moisture content of this whole 60 centimeter depth or 60 centimeter layer of soil. However, here we have only observations for three depth points, 30, 45, and 60 centimeter. So measured tensiometer means measured gravimetric method. Here we have observations for the samples we have taken from different layers, collected in sample box, taken the weight of wet soil plus sample box, then it was dried for you in oven for 24 hours at 105 degrees Celsius, then taken again or weighted this dry soil plus sample box, and finally only the sample weight has been taken. So these observations are available for you from this video. Then next, it will be a next observations are on tensiometers. Tensiometers are installed at 30 centimeter, 45 centimeter, and 60 centimeter. Suction pressure was measured in these three tensiometers and were recorded as an observation. The neutron probe we are not using. Yes, any question? Anybody? Who is Andy? Nikhil? Then why are you using your mic? Anyway, so can you see this my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then FDR, we are simply taking the percentage of frequency domain reflectometry value, and there is a multiplier factor which is given in observation. So FDR reading multiplied by factor, you will get the soil moisture content by volume basis. Here tensiometer also gives you the suction head in terms of millibar or millibar. Then from the calibration curve, if we have tensiometer, we have plotted the relationship between here suction head versus soil moisture content. From this calibration curve, For these observations, we are simply trying to find out what is the soil moisture content. From the gravimetric method, you need to calculate back the soil moisture content first date basis and then try to find out what is the moisture content on volume basis. The reason being, all other methods, this method as well as FDR method, tensiometer and FDR method, we are converting from this calibration curve or this factor by using this factor, moisture content on volume basis. So you can compare all three methods here to find out the moisture content, right? So this is target of today's lab. And finally, you need to give the answer, the average soil moisture content or average moisture content of soil up to 60 centimeter root zone depth is in terms of percentage by volume, you can write here. And precautions of these methods, where they should be used, where they should not be used, or what are the limitations. Like we are not writing about neutron probe, but neutron probe, certainly one limitation is should not be used above or say less than 30 centimeter depth of soil from the top surface. It should be always below 30 centimeter. So these are the conditions are known. Yeah.
Limitation of neutron probe. Can you repeat?
Limitation, if you recall my theory class, neutron, once free source of neutron is on, it scatters low intensity neutrons, but the cloud which is formed from the source is 30 centimeter. So if we are using 30 centimeter radius, remember please, if we are placing this, suppose this is surface, this depth is less than 30 centimeter. If it is less than 30 centimeter, neutrons will come out in the air. So that will be a wrong information because number of neutrons which are collides back reduced in velocity and got collected in collector plate will be less. So it will be giving you a wrong information, and also at the same time there is possibility of radiation coming into the atmosphere. So it should not be to make the precise information or to measure the precisely the soil moisture. It should not be used less than 30 centimeter depth of soil. So always it is placed below 30 centimeters so that free neutrons are not coming into the atmosphere, or they are within the soil atmosphere, or they are within the soil layer. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
So this is the, or these are the objectives, or this is the objective of measuring soil moisture or potential, and finally calculating the soil moisture content of the soil. So I put there one video. If you just see or download it, that is experiment 4, soil moisture measurements. Can you see this? That is in file section, general documents, general and class material file, that is experiment 4, soil moisture measurements. Can you see that?
Yes, sir, it is there.
How much time will it take? What is the time of this video? That is of 19.5 minutes. So 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, it is 2:56. So 3:20. Let us meet back at 3:20 after watching this video, and then I will give you observations. I will discuss you about the observations. But remember, yes, one most important thing. This time I am not giving you the observed number. You are watching the video. Watch carefully, listen it, and record the observations, because observations are discussed there, or observations are shown there. I'm telling that this is the number, this is the observation. So let me give you the file as well at the same time. Upload it. I am uploading it here in the same section. Upload file, files. Okay. This is soil moisture observations, soil moisture. Just see, there is one file, word file, experiment 4, lab observations _ soil moisture. You just see this, there are columns only. I have put there. So weight of sample box plus wet soil, just like gravimetric method, weight of sample box plus dry. Let me show you, just 1 minute, please. Before going, yeah, this is the observation tables I put there. So we have 3 layers, 30, 45, 60. Can you see this page, word file?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in gravimetric method, it is discussed there. First, I think it's tensiometer, what I am discussing. Second is FDR, and third part is gravimetric method in this video. So record these observations, because observations are discussed there. You need to write these for yourself. So weight of sample box plus wet soil, weight of sample box plus dry soil, weight of sample box only. For 3 depths, it is discussed in this video. Numbers are there. So you need to record. Then tensiometer observations for 30, 45 and 60 centimeters. Depths in millibar, it is discussed in this video. And FDR observations in percentage for 30, 45, 60 centimeter are discussed in this video. You need to record these observations in this file for yourself. Then here it's a calibration curve for tensiometer. Means we have tensiometer reading in millibar versus, why it is not showing. Can you check whether it is showing in your file or it is problem?
It is there.
It is showing? Okay. It's only for, so it is basically the calibration curve between tensiometer and soil moisture, and then it is, next condition is, oh, I don't know what is the problem. Just 1 minute, please. Let me try to open this once again. Now everything is gone. Okay, I'm sharing once again. So one part is observations you need to record. Second, you need to use this calibration curve between tensiometer reading and soil moisture, that is in volumetric basis, percentage, to find out from tensiometer observations in millibar suction versus what is the soil moisture content in volumetric basis. And third is FDR observations that you need to multiply by 0.582 to find out the soil moisture in volumetric basis. So gravimetric soil moisture content, that is volumetric basis, is simply equal to FDR reading, that is in percentage, directly multiplied by the multiplicative factor. You need to find out gravimetric method, by this gravimetric method, what is the soil moisture content in volumetric basis. So here is one more information it is given, bulk density of the soil. That should be assumed, or you just assume that in all 3 layers at 30 centimeter, 45 centimeter and 60 centimeter, it's the same bulk density, that is 1.5 gram per cc. So this is observation table you need to fill, and finally you need to compare what is the soil moisture at 3 layers are 3 points in depth 30, 45 and 60 centimeter. So you please watch the video and we will meet again at 3:20 or 22. When it is finished, you please tell me. It's okay?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please watch the video and record your observations.
Sir, also regarding the results, sir, we have to average out all the values.
Once it's a 60 centimeter, you need to find out how to do that. 30, 45, 60. But 3 different points, you are getting the observations, right?
Yes, sir.
So you need to find out how much or how it could be. It should be a kind of logic. Whatever logic you are taking, it's fine to me. 3 different depths, 30, then 45, 15 centimeter difference, and then again 15 centimeter difference, it is 60 centimeter. So what could be the average soil moisture content of this 0 to 60 centimeter layer? You can code or answer for different 3 points and find out finally soil moisture content for 0 to 60 centimeter. So watch the video and then let us meet again to sort out any query if you have.
Measurement of soil moisture. So we can measure the soil moisture, as I told in the class, by different approach. The basic method is gravimetric method, what you have already learned, I guess, in your second year, but today we will as well learn this and use this to calibrate all other secondary methods of measuring soil moisture. So soil moisture, either we can measure directly by any instrument which is calibrated to show you the volumetric content of soil moisture, or it is measured in terms of hydraulic head or suction head in the soil. That is basically by using tensiometer. But you know that tensiometer has a limit of certain level, 0.8 atmospheric head, we can measure a maximum. So let us see first, this is the oldest method and it is obsolete now. It is not used now or not supposed to used now, and this is hydroprobe or neutron probe. Basically we have very low capacity neutrons. Americium, beryllium is used to generate very low level of neutrons, low energy neutrons, which is once colliding with the hydrogen ion of water available in the soil, it is absorbed and the remaining neutrons are reflected back. So the probe has 2 points, radiation point which radiates low energy neutrons and collects back. So number of collected back neutron, or say simply the count, gives you how much soil moisture is available. So it was used earlier to measure the soil moisture, but now it is no more in use, and if you are or we are using, the paper or writing will not get accepted, so it is closed, not used. But for your understanding, you please write the theory of hydroprobe or neutron probe, method of measurement soil moisture. Let me show you other 2 methods. One is tensiometer and another is FDR method. How we can use, or we are using in our farm, to find out what is the soil moisture at the current condition. And these 2 methods we will calibrate or we will compare by using the gravimetric method of the sea. Now these are the tensiometers we have fitted already for our observations or experiment at 30 centimeter depth, 45 centimeter depth and 60 centimeter depth from the top surface. What is tensiometer? You have already learned in your theory. It has a porous cup and it has a tube. Tube is filled with water. Cap is, once it is filled with water, we put a cap to seal it from the surface, from the top, and Because of dry condition of soil tries to exert a pressure, suction pressure on this cup, which allows water to make a kind of balance between moisture content of the soil and the water inside. So once moisture or water is getting out from this porous cup, it creates a suction in this tube. And if we measure this suction in this tube by using any approach, we can find out what is the suction condition of the soil or hydraulic head of the soil at the depth we have installed this porous cup. That we can calibrate. I will give you the calibration curve to find out the moisture content in terms of hydraulic head we have measured in the soil. So you can find out at this particular hydraulic head, this is the moisture content of soil. And then you can compare with other two methods, gravimetric method, that is the basic method, and FDR method. So let us see how to read the suction inside the tensiometer. So we have a device. So to read out the tension or suction pressure created inside this tensiometer because of hydraulic head of soil or suction of soil, we have this readout unit which has a opening. So we have a guide to this opening once we are putting this, and this is a special rubber cap which punctures by using this injection syringe near about 100 times, and it is not allowing air to get inside this tensiometer tube. So we can measure in terms of millibar suction head that is created by this soil because of soil moisture content, less soil moisture content, and this millibar suction we can use calibration curve to find out what is the soil moisture at 30, 45 and 60 centimeter depth of the soil. Now let us measure the suction head inside. So now you can see tensiometer reading 0338 millibar, right? So this is 336 millibar suction head created at 30 centimeter depth. Now let us see at 45, 278, just wait for 2 seconds. So it is finally 288 millibar at 45 centimeter depth. At 60 centimeter depth, it is 162 millibar. So 336, 186, 7, 186 and 163 millibar at 60 centimeter. So we can find out what is the soil moisture of soil by using tensiometer when we have measured the suction head at 3 different depths. What we use? We use calibration curve to find out soil moisture content in volume or volumetric soil moisture content. We can find out from the calibration curve of these tensiometer. So this is FDR. We have a bulb which has a dimension of 5 centimeter near about, and it has a scale. So this is, once it's a closed arrangement, it has a scale to go inside access tube for 10 centimeter, 20 centimeter, 30 centimeter, 40 centimeter, 50 centimeter. We have to correct this scale with respect to this tube which is over this soil surface. So let us measure this. It is near about 19 centimeter. You can see 19 centimeter over the ground surface. So 19 plus whatever scale we are interested to find out, just like 30 plus 19. So 49 centimeter once we are inserting, it will be at 30 centimeter depth of soil moisture measurement. So now you can see it has a bulb which uses frequency domain. Frequency is created to measure the soil moisture. These are 2 sensors which measures the frequency, and it goes inside and it has a readout unit here which is connected to give you directly the soil moisture in terms of volumetric unit. So now let us see what is the soil moisture in volumetric unit at different depths. So for 30 centimeter we need to insert this up to 49, you can see, and at this top surface here. So it is now exactly 30 centimeter depth soil moisture it is measuring. So see in the readout unit it is giving how much it is? 26.1 millimeter per 10 centimeter. So it's a 26.1 percentage of soil moisture. 26.1, finally it is 26.012, but finally it is 26.1 cubic centimeter of soil. 26.1%. Now let us go to 45 centimeters. So 45 plus 19, 64. So let us go 60. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here, let us see what is the soil moisture. Here it is 32.576, 32.567 it is showing. So we can take 32.6 percentage. Now let us go to 60 centimeter. So 60 plus 19, 79. It is going to 79 centimeter depth, and here, and we can find out what is the soil moisture. This is giving 35.1 percentage. So now in this way we have soil moisture for 30, 45 and 60 centimeter depth of soil by using FDR method. It is in percentage. We got in tensiometer in terms of hydraulic head or suction head, and we used gravimetric method to find out or to compare these three methods of measuring soil moisture or soil potential to find out whether this is sufficient moisture for crops for practical purposes or we need to supply irrigation. So next experiment we will learn how and how much irrigation we need to supply by getting the information about soil moisture. So now let us take the gravimetric moisture sample, because this is auger which is collecting soil moisture from different depths, and this is the portion where we will get our sample. So let us measure from here 30 centimeter, 30 centimeter, 45 centimeter, this is screw, so we have better observation, and from here 60 centimeter here up to this. So these are the points. If we are inserting this auger inside the soil, we will get sample from 30 centimeter, 45 centimeter and 60 centimeter, and collect the sample to compare with the soil moisture we have measured or we are getting from tensiometer and FDR method. So let us take the samples. Now it has reached to 60 centimeter, a little more, 30 centimeter, sorry, and we need to take the sample. From here, collect in this box just few gram of soil to get the soil moisture at 30 centimeter, like here. It is sufficient. So this is sample to find out soil moisture at 30 centimeter. We need to put this sample in the oven at 105 degrees Celsius for 24 hours to find out what is the soil moisture. So we will wait this box before putting to the oven and after getting dried up from the oven after 24 hours. Let us take another sample from 45 and 60 centimeter. So now we have samples for 30 centimeter depth, 45 centimeter depth and 60 centimeter depth. Before putting samples to oven is working at 105 degrees Celsius for 24 hours to remove the soil moisture. We need to find out what is the weight of soil plus these sample box for all. And after 24 hours we will measure what is the weight of sample plus dried soil. Then we will remove the sample and find out what is the weight of empty box to find out what is the exactly soil moisture that was absorbed in this amount of soil, to find out finally what is the volumetric content of soil, volumetric content of water in this soil. So let us wait. For 30 centimeter it's 00 initially, 00 gram. Yeah, 00, and let us put this here. So it is 64.55 gram for 30 centimeter depth. Now correct this. This is sample for 45 centimeter soil depth. We can see the weight is 69.60 gram of soil plus sample. Now again tear this to make it 00, and this is sample for 60 centimeter depth. We can see the weight of soil, wet soil plus box is 98.51 gram. Now let us put these samples in the oven for 24 hours. Working oven at 105 degrees Celsius, and then we will measure again the weight of these samples. Okay, so now we need to put these samples in this oven. We are putting this samples, we need to open, put here, open so that all moisture is removed. Here, close this. These samples should be dried for 24 hours. So samples are put here, and you can see temperature is 105 degrees Celsius here, and we need to run this oven for 24 hours to remove almost all the moisture from this soil, and then we will wait it again to find out what is the volumetric content of moisture in the soil. Now after 24 hours drying of these soil samples in this box, we need to measure the weight of dry soil plus box. Now it is 00 the balance reading. So let me put box plus soil, that is 60.11 gram box plus dry soil. Now come to the 45 centimeter, let me put here, this is 00 gram, 00. So dry soil plus box, that is 64.04, 64.04, and the box plus dry soil of 60 centimeter depth, let me check, it is 91.36 gram. So let us remove the soil and find out the weight of empty sample boxes. So this is for 60 centimeter depth box, and weight is 38.59 gram. 38.59. Okay. This is for let us go for 45 centimeter first. So it's a 45 centimeter box. Removing the soil and taking the weight
that is 19.62 gram. Let me 19.60 gram basically, 60 gram. Now, and this is third for 30 centimeter soil sample, 30 centimeter, and this is 00. So this is 20.85 gram. So this is gravimetric sampling method. We need to take the weight of wet soil plus box, weight of dry soil plus box, and weight of soil box or soil sample box to find out the soil moisture in terms of volumetric content in the soil. So you can compare now all three methods: gravimetric method by tensiometer method, and FDR method. So in these three methods, you can find out whether these two secondary methods are working fine with the gravimetric method. Thank you. Okay, so have you finished watching video?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So any query related to observations, because observations are spelled there or discussed there, so you need to fill the observational table for gravimetric method, tensiometer, and for FDR method. So you need to find out what is the soil moisture of soil at three different depths: 30, 45, and 60 centimeter depth of the soil. Bulk density is given, tensiometer calibration curve is given, and fraction factor or multiplier for FDR is given there. So you need to find out by these three methods what is the soil moisture content volume basis at these soil depths. Any query if you have? Anybody? What should I assume? There is no query?
Yes, sir.
No query.
No query. Okay. So if there is no query, then please submit by writing methodology, theory of these 3, 4, or maybe 5 TDR as well you can write for your learning, and submit it to respective TAs by Saturday 5 o'clock. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Yeah, please.
in FDR method, there is like different readings are like 26.1 mm per 10 centimeter.
20?
Like different readings are in the unit of something mm, like 35.1 mm per 10 centimeters.
Let me check.
Sir, the readings are in percentage. 26.1%.
Percentage given, I think.
Per 10 centimeters.
So millimeter by 10 centimeter is basically if you multiply it by 100.
It will give.
Which one you are talking? FDR observations?
Yes, sir, in FDR observations.
It is basically in percentage. FDR observations in percentage. Just like first reading, it is 30 centimeter depth, 45 centimeter depth, second reading, and third reading is for 60 centimeter depth. That is, I think there it is 35.1%. So this percent is directly multiplied by the multiplier. That is your multiplier factor or multiplicative factor, that is 0.582. Gives you directly gravimetric soil moisture content volumetric basis in the soil.
Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir. It is in the percentage terms. So if the reading is 26.1 mm per 10 cm, then it will be 26%.
You multiply per 10
Well, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
per 10 centimeter, 26.1 percentage for soil depth exactly at 30 centimeter. It was observed. So if you are multiplying by factor 0.582, it will be somewhere near about how much? 16% or so.
Yes, sir.
It's like that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Any,
Yeah.
any other query?
No, sir.
Okay. So submit your observations, records by Saturday 5 o'clock. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then okay. You can move now.
Thank you,
And
sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, welcome.